Greetings, Halloweeners. I want to talk a little bit about Planet of the Apes and the Mego Planet of the Apes figures. They have several out already. I believe they have General Urko, Gorilla Soldier, Cornelius, Caesar, and Dr. Zaius. My favorite character, Zira, is nowhere to be seen yet, so I'm hoping they'll come out with that. I'm not really interested in collecting all of these, just some of my favorite characters. I did pick up Cornelius. Who really wants a Zira? Please, Zira. And the costume is by Rachel Baker, and the sculpt is by Sean Samson again. And very nice. The Cornelius figure came out pretty well in general. I used to have the old ones from the 70s, and I regret ever getting rid of them. But it's nice to have one with shoes and everything. The hands are, it's basically the body's a black figure, and they just add a little fur piece around here, which will become a problem later on. I'll let you know what that is. But all in all, I'm very pleased with Cornelius, and like I said, he's just waiting for a Zira. The second figure I picked up, Dr. Zaius. Costuming by Rachel Baker. The shape is right, but the color is wrong. Dr. Zaius wore things in shades of orange. This should be orange. This should be a different shade of orange. This middle piece could be as a dark color. I think it was black in it. And the fake fur piece, instead of trying to match that he's an orangutan, they just used the same fake fur piece that they did for Cornelius, and I'm assuming all the other ones. He does have really kick-ass boots, so I'm really pleased with his boots. So these are going in my collection. And I'll just wait for Zira. I'm not interested in General Urko or any of the other ones. I loved Planet of the Apes as a kid. I saw it in the theaters when it first came out. A little bit of trivia, and it goes to Roddy McDowall, who plays Cornelius in the movie, but not all the movies. Roddy McDowall and Natalie Trundy have the same thing. They were in every Planet of the Apes movie except one. Natalie Trundy was not in the first one, and he wasn't in the second one. It was another actor because Roddy McDowall was busy directing Tam Lin in England and couldn't play the role, so they had another actor come in. So that was a little trivia on that with the roles. For Dr. Zaius, one of the first people they asked to play Dr. Zaius was Edward G. Robinson, and there are photos of him in the makeup and costume. But Edward G. Robinson was very elderly at the time and was having difficulty breathing with the ape makeup. And the ape makeup went through several permutations till they finally got this really nice, pliable, way of talking and everything else. So at the time in the 70s, this was cutting edge with the apes. They didn't have CGI, so we fell in love with all these characters, particularly Cornelius and Zira. When I was a kid, I realized that gorillas weren't really that aggressive, and if anything was going to go crazy and try to kill people, it would have been the chimpanzees, but that's beside the point. That's going to be most of my Planet of the Apes collection that I have. Planet of the Apes was such an influence on me that when I was about, I think it was like 12 or 13 when Escape from the Planet of the Apes came out, I did my own Planet of the Apes makeup and did Zira. And I had this big bathrobe, and I made the appliances. I didn't have access to latex or anything. So I sculpted it out of newspaper and wheat paste and colored it. And I did a separate piece up here, a piece here, and two eyebrow pieces. Got some fake fur, stuck it here, and a wig. And I had the shuffling little walk and just hammed it up and went door to door Halloween. And I found out that people were calling their neighbors and saying, wait till you see the chimpanzee. And maybe in the prima donna that I was, if people offered me bananas, I would just go huff and go, but I loathe bananas, like Kim Hunter. Kim Hunter really didn't like being in the makeup at all. She had to have basically tranquilizers to deal with the claustrophobia of having that makeup on. You weren't really supposed to smoke with that on because it was flammable. So if you ever see behind the scenes things with the actors, they have long cigarette holders to help them. There's a few of them with Maurice Evans, for example, with the cigarette holders. It was also difficult to eat. So a lot of stuff, they're sucking stuff through the straw. One of the things they noticed that was very interesting, and nobody asked them to do this, by the way, all the chimpanzees during the lunch sat with the other chimpanzees. All the gorillas sat with the other gorillas. They segregated themselves according to species. Why, nobody knows, but that's just how it went. So anyway, that's a little behind the scenes thing with the Planet of the Apes, and I'm looking forward to getting Zero eventually. I hope so, because I really miss having the original one I had. This is the box. I take them out of the box just because if you want to see an old lady swear her head off trying to get something out of a box, you might as well watch Grandma Potty Mouth. So anyway, I'm not nearly as talented as Granny Potty Mouth, but I can swear a blue streak. So that's why everything's out of the box, because I'm going to put them on display anyway. Anyway, it's never too late or early to have a great Halloween, and thank you for watching. Give me a like, subscribe, comments, everything's welcome. I really could use some constructive feedback. I try to do these things in one take just because I don't really have the editing thing. I'm in my 60s, and this is kind of new territory for me. So take care. Ta-ta for now.